Happy Thursday to you all in the metaverse. Welcome to an exciting episode of Mad Pod. This is your boy, D Exclusive with dxworldmedia.com, where dreams choose you. Episode 9, baby, here we go. Today's amazing episode is about how to know when your romantic partner is lying. What are the cues? What are the behaviors? What are the phrases? What's the red flags? What should we look out for a dishonest partner? Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's get it. This is how I worded it for chat. I asked chat, or I told chat, tell me 5 ways a person can identify when their romantic partner is lying to them and include a specific example for each way. You got to be very critical when you're playing with chat, talking with chat, working with chat. And then here's chat. Here's the first one, baby. And remember, stay to the end to get all 5. Inconsistencies in story. Pay attention to inconsistencies or discrepancies in your partner's story or explanations. If their account of events keeps changing or doesn't match up with previous statements, it may indicate dishonesty. Chat's example. Your partner claims they were at home all evening, but you later discover through social media or a friend's account that they were actually out with someone else. Dun dun dun. Damn you, Snapchat stories, IG stories. That lets me know that you don't know how to be upfront or honest with yourself and your partner if you can't just share what you're doing for the evening. However, in that example, I bet you there's another flip of the coin that they went out after they decided to stay home. Now that highlights the fact that when you're in a relationship, especially a romantic, physical, sexual, intimate relationship, in the beginning, you got to really try to be as comfortable as you can with yourself and your partner about what you expect from each other. What are your boundaries? And remember, a boundary is something that you don't expect anything in return from someone. For example, I expect you. What's a good one? My brain is going off in tangents right now. I'm a father, so I keep thinking of kids. But I want to give you a romantic partner example. I got one. If I find out that you aren't honest about the money, the financial responsibilities that you carry, for example, if your partner hides a credit card, applies for a credit card, and don't share the exciting news of getting a credit card, then you create a consequence for that. Or you create a boundary for that. So If you don't tell me when you get a new credit card, so it's all about your response. What you're going to do if this happens is basically a boundary. If I find out you have a credit card, I won't speak to you for a day or something like that. And that's a hard one, man, because like you're going in the relationship trying to help each other be better with finances, right? So if one is having a behavior of getting more credit and then not sharing about it and then messing up on their own financial decisions, maybe not making payments or whatnot, and then you're the responsible partner and then you're going to have to help out, that creates a lot of tension in the relationship, and unnecessary tension. It's not like you guys are both talking in a communication and creating tension through your different ideas. You're creating tension with your deception, about you lying about, or not coming up, or not telling the information soon enough about a new credit card, or being late on a credit card. So it's better just to have complete transparency in that situation, especially about money. You don't want to have a credit card that's all about like about video gaming or self-care, and then you're not really sharing it. You want to be able to talk about your partner about everything. So in a romantic partnership, your level of honesty will help avoid situations of discrepancies in your stories. And the more you lie, it gets harder to remember all your lies. So there's no point. And that's how I am. That's my value. I just like being open and transparent about what I'm doing, what I want to do, about my money, about what we're already decided on, our boundaries for a relationship, and then maintain it. Have the discipline to maintain that relationship like that. And it's a lot easier said than done, like usual. We could always talk to each other as friends or as viewers and content creators, and remind each other of what we need to do for our lives. But the bottom line is, you're yourself with your mirror, and then with your partner, you just need to be honest with yourself and what you want and what you value in your life, so you can have a better life and an enriching life. Now, the second thing to know about a partner's lying is study their body language cues. Chat says, watch for nonverbal cues that may indicate deception, such as avoiding eye contact. Yeah, I was over there at the bar, and I was out with my girlfriends. Well, why are you looking over there? Is the bar right there? Why aren't you looking at me? Kind of thing. These be fidgeting or nervous gestures. Oh my gosh. Um, uh, I don't know. Like that. It's a little bit over the top, but you gotta look at subtle. Maybe it's just a little tap. Like it's like something, or playing with your hair. Something. These behaviors can be subconscious signs that your partner is not being truthful, or they're having a hard time being totally honest and transparent. And it's okay to be having a hard time, as long as they're committing to the honest truth and transparency. So if you find in time, by observing and listening to your partner's stories, that they're fidgeting but they're still saying the truth, then that's okay. It is hard to talk about certain things, especially if they've done something outside of your expectations or boundaries that you and yourself have created with each other. An example of the body language cue is that your partner avoids making direct eye contact and shifts uncomfortably in their seat while discussing a particular topic. which raises suspicion about the truthfulness. We kind of went over that already. I kind of played it out. And I know we have busy lives and sometimes we miss the cues, but we just need to, through practice, be honest with each other and ourselves so we have a very strong relationship. I want you all to have very happy, strong relationships that go through difficult times, that talk about the hard topics. And that's why I created this content for you, is that so you could hear someone talk about similar things you're going through. And then let's have a conversation almost, and let's talk about what is going on. Through listening to me and then talking with your partner, watching, reacting to my video, like figuring out what is best for you and your partner. Number 3, you might have a gut feeling or intuition when your partner is lying. So here it goes. Trust your instincts and pay attention to your gut feeling about the situation. If something feels off or doesn't sit right with you, it's worth exploring further to uncover the truth. For example, despite your partner's assurances, you have a nagging feeling that they are hiding something from you, prompting you to investigate further or have an open conversation about your concerns. Chat, I really don't like that freaking example. They were too vague with it. They didn't really give really a good example. Going back to my example of financial credit card situations, I'll use one from my own life. My wife, at one point, like for a short period of time, didn't really ask for extra money, and I knew her financial situation because we're always open and transparent. And I noticed that she was able to like buy more food for the house, buy more gas, and that's, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we have to stick to our budget because we don't want to create more debt by having extra credit cards and not letting our partners know. Because then you might fall behind on a credit card that I don't even know about, and then that's like 6 months later, and then now you're bringing a credit card worth $1,500 to me, or $1,000, $300. It doesn't matter the amount. How are we going to pay for it as a family budget if our family budget doesn't even allocate that much money for it? So that's why a lot of divorces are about money, infidelity, and whatnot, or lying. So I remember we were like, I noticed that behavior, and then I just noticed that she was kind of quieter when we would talk about money and stuff. So I picked up on all the tells, and I eventually got her to come clean about it, and then we created a strategy on how to deal with it. But the whole point of bringing that to your partner ahead of time is so you can have a strategy from day one instead of 6 months later. So you won't create physical and emotional distance. Sometimes when couples go through a lie or go through a challenging, hard time like that, they may compound the problem. They might not be truthful during the truthful session enough to make both partners feel comfortable moving forward, and then you're going to fall out of love emotionally and physically, stop having sex, stop kissing, stop doing stuff, and then you're going to go down the road about another 6 months after the 6 months of betrayal, and then you're not going to even be together. So that's why I really advocate that you just be honest, as hard as it is, as much as possible. Just take a breath. Look, this is what I want to do, hon. What do you think? Always get your opinion. Be curious about your partner's opinion. And try to make it a we discussion. How are we going to make better financial decisions about maybe increasing our budget with a credit card, but being able to pay that back? You got to find ways to pay that back. Maybe some overtime, an extra job. You just need to figure out different spending techniques. The financial is hard because we live in a society that really doesn't pay us a cost of living anymore. And we probably never did, but inflation is like, what, 4 or 5 times, or 4 or 5% higher now, or more, maybe 10. And it's hard to feed a family of four at like even McDonald's now. It's like almost 70, 60, 50, $40, depending on if you're a value menu expert or if you're just getting the combos. If you're just getting the combos, you're easily $60 at McDonald's for a family of four. I remember 5 years ago, we could easily just go to McDonald's and spend like 30. It's like half. Um, that's why you just got to be strategic about your money. Let's look at the next one. Next way you could find out if your partner is lying. We're on number 4. Changes in behavior. Take note of any sudden changes in your partner's behavior or routine, as they sometimes can indicate deception. For example, if they start becoming more secretive or defensive, it may be a red flag. And then a better example, or not better, but another example chat gives us, your partner suddenly starts password protecting their phone and becomes defensive when you ask to use it, which raises suspicions about their trustworthiness. Man, the password thing is a trip. Me and my wife are an advocate of we both know each other's passwords and we can go through our phones anytime. And with that openness and ability to go through them, we actually don't go through our phones because we're staying focused on our family plan about what we're doing with our, raising our kids, going to work, and we really are just real simple, busy people like that. So there's no real deception. We're not trying to get into other relationships. And as you may have heard in another episode, we are poly in a way. And my poly story will be talked about in an upcoming episode. I'm not sure when, but keep an eye out for that. Subscribe, like, comment below if you want to hear more about my poly story. Me and my wife have been poly for 15 years, but we never really ventured out in the poly world that much and really met more poly communities or not. Because we're more of a private poly in the fact that I think we're unique. The generic poly is that you're all about dating multiple different people, both genders. Well, all genders now that we're talking about genders, but biologically, male or female, all genders. And there's some people call that swinging or whatnot, and that's a whole other education right there. So I can't really go into it too much, but just a little nutshell. We're not into swinging. We're into just dating women. So we're basically lesbian poly, but we're special enough to be able to date a couple, like a lesbian couple or whatnot. So I'll go into dragons and unicorns at a later video. It's going to be interesting because it's so unique. No one really gets a chance to talk about it or share their point of view from their own life decisions. And that's another reason why this podcast is here as a platform for us to talk about those things and learn about it through each other. If you have any recommendations for other videos, please comment in the comments below about polyamory. I know that they had Peacock TV had a TV show called Couple to Throuple that really explored, I guess, the fictional generic way or fictional physical way of trying to have a third in your life, because it was on an island or whatever, and you could swap out singles whenever you want at their ceremony. It was pretty cool. Check it out, Peacock TV, Couple of Trouble. So now, our last thing that ChatGPT is about how to identify someone lying is inconsistencies with evidence, facts. If you have access to evidence or information that contradicts your partner's claims, such as text messages, phone records, or eyewitness accounts, compare it to what they've told you to uncover discrepancies. For example, you discover text messages on your partner's phone that suggest they've been communicating with someone they claim not to be in contact with, and which calls into question the honesty of your previous statements. Dang, that's like straight detective, man. That's like police work right there. And it's as simple as just looking through your text in the Snapchat if it's not on automatic deletion. finding pictures, inappropriate ones and stuff. That's a hard one. That's a very hard decision or discussion as well. That's why you got to create your own expectations and boundaries of the relationships as early as possible, or you're going to deal with a lot of that deception. And from my own experience and what I've heard from other couples, sometimes when it's too hard to talk about things, or when one partner is not talking enough, or making it a we conversation, they're always kind of quiet. And men usually are the type that are quiet, but women can be quiet as well. Then one person is trying to carry the whole relationship, and then eventually that person or the other person may want to talk to other people because they want to force them to break up or fall out of love or something. But we all got to talk to ourselves before dating. That's why I keep talking about this self-intimacy from the beginning. Episode 2 about intimacy is that if you know yourself well enough, you could be the best you day by day and be the happiest you and be disciplined enough to maintain a strong relationship with you, to allow your partner to be a part of your life. And if they can compliment you and be this similar or almost the same, and then be open and transparent, you should have a very happy, fun, sexual, just reassuring relationship. And that's why we're here for relationships. Relationships is basically to have that backbone, that's the companion to go along with and do all the physical things, but also have someone to go along with and take care of things together. Strategize, either pick up or drop off of kids, co-parenting, and or just participating in dates and life, going to a movie together, is most of the time better than going by yourself, unless you're trying to just unwind and you want to have alone time. Alone movies are okay too, but that just little snuggle of comfort, just having I've had a long week and now we're gonna sit in a movie and just have some nachos and just celebrate, almost have a little mini celebration, Now remember, if you are a couple or someone that is going through a hard time, reach out to your doctor, try to find some mental health help for some counseling or therapy. And if that's too serious for you, if that's too much, and you just want to have a friendly conversation with a real friend, a professional friend, if you might call it, reach out to me. My name is Dennis Dickinson. I'm a happiness coach. I love hearing people's stories and help them find themselves through the storytelling process. Really let them feel comforting that there's another human in this life that is bionic. Believe it or not, I care about you as well. And just be an emotional mirror for you. Just let you talk it out to yourself through me, through the storytelling, and help you identify things that maybe are in your way, either bad habits, mentally, emotionally, or physically, what we've talked about in all our videos, all my videos so far. And the way to reach me is through our comments or direct message on IG. You can also check out my website, dxworldmedia.com, and look at some of our services I have, or you can just email me at dxworldmedia.com @gmail.com, and really just let me know. Hey, if you need some help, let me know. I want to be here for you. If you know anyone, you could refer them to me. I have a referral program too. Just let me know. Ask me, hey, I just referred 5 of my friends. What kind of compensation do I get? And then I'll let you know. Usually if they buy a 3-month or more program, you get $50. And then if it's 1 or 2 sessions they subscribe to, you probably get a $20, $25 incentive, So just reach out to me, let everyone know. Now let's sum it all up. What are the 5 ways that ChatGPT and I just discussed about how to know when someone's lying to you, especially in a romantic partner? There's 5 things. They have inconsistencies in their story. Their body language cues are a good way to know if they're lying. Something inside you, an intuition or a gut feeling. Some changes in behavior. Or actual inconsistency with evidence that have come up with text messages or whatnot. Chat wants you to remember it is important to approach these signs with sensitivity and to communicate openly and honestly. I've been saying that the whole freaking episode. You got to be open and honest with yourself and your partner to have a successful relationship. Period. So you can build your trust, honesty in a relationship, which requires mutual respect, transparency, and effective communication. Chat, you are reassuring. Even though you are generic in your wordplay, you are really reassuring. Because chat reminds us of those little things that are basic know-how. And we kind of like distract ourselves with our phones, with our selfishness or our fears that prevent us from being honest with our significant other. If we're noticing a difference about someone in our partnership, you got to just be strong enough and brave enough to say, I've noticed this about you. And then set a boundary. For example, hey, I need you to meet an expectation of mine, or I'm going to have to set a boundary. So if we, not you or I, but if we can't talk and communicate about kids, about money, about this and that, and I can't have you participate in here, if I notice that, I have to leave. For my own happiness and for yours. Because for whatever reason, I can't inspire you to be better for yourself. I can't make you talk. I can't make you go to the gym. I can't make you do these things to be healthy and fit. I can't. You got to be the best you, and I got to be the best me for us to become a we. And if we have a mutual understanding of our intensities and how we are playing this game of love, then we will win. But if we're not on the same page, you or I are going to want to leave. We may do it hurtfully by talking to someone new before we leave. We may incite violence, which there's no reason for violence because we're not trying to hurt each other, but then most people do. This is, so like, really redefine and redesign your happiness. I can't stress that enough. And this is in relationships, during a breakup, right after a relationship, if you've been single for 5 years or even 25 years. Decide what you want moving forward. Always move forward. Fall forward. Enjoy your life. Happiness is a choice. Mic drop, my friends. This has been your boy. Hope you've enjoyed the content today. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Let everyone know we're here to talk about relationships. If you want to get a nice cookbook, 12 recipes, morningafterdelight.com. Pick up a copy right now, a digital copy. I'll email it to you as soon as you give me the investment into your next cooking journey. All right? This has been your boy, D Exclusive with dxworldmedia.com, where dreams choose who? You. Peace.